Yeah, everybody thinks that the plane is turbo. We've got a lot in Turbo Pulsar versus Metsonoris and Magnus. Pretty interesting match because besides the fact that Mets and Magnus have been teammates with a lot in the past, they're a really successful threes team, as I'm sure most of you know. They're now all on separate teams, so we've got Metsonoris playing for TSM, a lot playing for Mouse Sports, and Magnus playing for Complexity in RLRS. But with how well Magnus and the gang did in RLRS today, they could definitely be making another run back into RLCS this season. Him, Greasy, and Flakes on Complexity are looking very good. But yeah, they're all in different teams now. Very interesting to see. They were such a successful trio. And of course we got Turbo Pulsar, the pilot of the lobby, for Dignitas. Just lost his first RLCS match of the season against, I almost said Savage, Barcelona this weekend. So that was less than ideal. Look at Magnus watching his own goal on the replay as he completely rinses Turbo in the near post. I think a lot really needed Turbo to go and challenge at some point, because a lot was already in the net there. So if Turbo had just challenged, Magnus would have had to flick earlier and a lot would have probably had the save. So it's a bit of miscommunication there from the Swedes, and not the best kickoff by Turbo. He checked to see where the lot was, and then even after seeing where he was, he didn't get the ball towards him. So 2-0 for Metz and Magnus, who a lot of people have been saying are the team to beat France, if there is one, in 2v2. And they are looking pretty beastly. They said that well, at least Metz has said that he thinks the best series they ever played was their win against Fruity and Ronicky of Denmark. Just, I think it was a month ago or something like that. Maybe more. And I wouldn't disagree. That was honestly the best I've ever seen them play in 2v2. They obliterated Denmark. Sweden got a reverse sweep against Norway after Greasy clanked the crossbar when he could have just won the series. So they sneak in here with a win as well. Neither of them have lost. Neither of these guys have lost International 2 series recently. But it is Finland who are the favourites, no doubt. No doubt about that. I think France are maybe the only team who would go in as favourites against Finland. 2-0. Metza. Another shot. This time the crossbar is going to save it for a lot on Turbo, but Magnus coming in for a follow-up. Gets stopped by a lot. You'll notice that the Finland boys, they're not afraid to commit onto the back wall in 2v2. They do like to play quite aggressively. Oh, Turbo just gets a piece of that one. I know a lot's following up. Is he going to catch up to this one? I don't think so, because he has run out of boost. And the demo for Metza gives Magnus an open net. And that's surely going to be 3-0. Turbo can't get it back in time. And a lot is accusing Turbo of sucking. To explain why this match has gone so badly so far. Metza actually coming the closest to scoring so far for Sweden. And a lot will put it in after this great assist. See the synergy here from the former teammates at the near post. 1 goal for a lot, who I must say has been impressive at 2v2 recently. This has never been his like game mode of choice. 3v3 has always been a game mode that a lot is way better at than anything else. But I'd say since season 6 of RLCS, he's really started to get a lot better at 2s. So this could go a long way. Hey, Mr. Good, thanks for 20 quid. If that shot goes to the top shelf. The thin mints. That would be a really good. That'd be a really good thing to drop in a cast, of course. Not enough boost to really go up for this redirect attempt. Makes Magnus look a bit subdued all of a sudden. Those 2 goals for the Swedes made them remember that this isn't a free win. They have to focus. That's a missile by Magnus. Open net, and actually Metza misses as well. Turbo not expecting either player to miss, far less so 2 misses from the Finnish boys. Big win in the midfield by Magnus, but there's not too much happening in the follow-up because Metza doesn't want to commit forward when Magnus is already out of the game. That's pretty much their strategy from what I've seen in the past, is that when one of them's out of the game, the other will play very safely at the back. But then when they are the furthest player forward, they do not hold back. They're very, very aggressive with their aerial plays and their ground shot setups. Always looking to recover it as quickly as possible, though, at the same time. They're not trying to take themselves out of the game when they do it. They're trying to be quick back into position. Not much boost for a lot, but he does have the ball in a decent position on his car, and he's going to make it 3-all. Hat trick by a lot. I mean, he joined our chat right before this one started and asked, is this time to carry Turbo again? It certainly looks like it is, because that's 3 goals in a row. Sweden are right back in this one. Finland not looking as dominant as we expected them to look. Especially after seeing how well they started this one. No flip reset available for a lot, but he's going to carry on with this anyway. Turbo tested on the back wall. He's passed the test of flying colours, quite literally. Still tied up in this first game of the series, which I think, who was it? Yeah, I can't remember who suggested best at 13, but we're not going to be doing that today. I've missed a couple of subs, guys. I'm going to shout them out in a second. Maybe after this game is finished, we'll see. Very aggressive stuff by a lot. Look at the bump onto Metsonoris after he initially got taken out of the game. Now redirect by a lot. Actually sets up Turbo, but that's a save by Metsa. Very tense stuff here. The Finns are playing defense. Not what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing aggressive plays in the midfield from them. But they are really, really pushed back at the moment. The speed of a lot and Turbo shining through. Metsa trying to clear it towards Magnus, and he does get the pass off successfully. Magnus with a fake, but he doesn't get a past Turbo. I think there the hook shot might have been superior, just to test Turbo Pulse. Even if he doesn't think he's going to be scored in, it's good to test the keeper, get him thinking. Turbo doesn't get a past Magnus. A lot needs to be quick getting back here. I think he has just put it in his own net. Metsa gets credited for the goal, and he says something in a language that I don't understand. I don't know what this says. Maybe somebody in chat can translate these words. How are they speaking to each other? Is it Finnish and Swedish have common words? Flip reset for Metsa, landed, but doesn't actually flip into the ball. It's a swear word. Oh, I see. This is not at all surprising. Given a lot of space here by Metsonoris, but he doesn't really do too much with it. Maybe not space, or space is the wrong word. He wasn't given much space, but he's given a lot of time on that ball. Turbo offloads to a lot. He's trying to bring this one down. Does well to keep it up, and that's a heavy hit as he looks to take out Magnus on the back wall. Turbo gets beaten to the ball by Mog, and that will be 1-0 for Sweden, or for Finland rather, in this series. Very close stuff, but they couldn't keep up. Norwegian and Swedish are close, but not so much Finnish. They probably just know a couple of phrases. Alright, so thanks to Mercury Please for the 3-month Prime, Dickie Needles for the Prime sub, Sandwich Boy 34 for the Prime sub, and Corside for the 9-month Prime sub. Hope you guys are all having a good day. Sorry, I missed what was happening here. Wait. What is... Well, that's a glitch. Is this going to fix if I do this? Yes, it will. Okay, well, I fixed the glitch. Did you guys see that? Everybody just had a number on top of their nameplate instead of a name. It's really weird. Yeah, Lot's all alone here. Turbo has been taken out of the game. He will be back. Metsa battles Turbo off the play, but a lot still staying relevant here. You know, with how Sweden finished that last game, I think they're going to feel pretty good going into this one. Took a while for them to warm up, get the same pace.
Wow,
saved by Magnus.
It's so nice to be here.
Took a while for them to hit that pace that Metsa and Magnus set, but once they did get up to that, they looked pretty comfortable. And now it's actually Metsa in a rough spot. There's not much boost to play with here, but does get the ball clear. Turbo turns early on it just to keep the pressure, instead of backing off all the way to the boost. Oh, a lot's misread that wall bounce. Now it's going to give Finland some space to work with and also some time to restock and boost at the back. Turbo trying to play a fancy rebound strat, but not able to meet the ball as it went up quickly there at the near post. Metsa gets knocked into the ceiling. Magnus is going to commit anyway. That's not something you're used to seeing. The two Finnish players both committing to an offensive play at the exact same time, because they are going to be vulnerable on the counter-attack, and there is the counter-attack for Sweden. This is why it's so dangerous to go forward with both players. Magnus going into the air there. Yes, he does have a chance to score, but is it a chance that is going to happen most of the time? I don't know. This time it will be a counter-attack goal for Sweden. They've scored 4 out of the last 5 goals in this series, although they haven't been able to take a win yet. At least they've started stronger in game 2 than they did the last time. What a pass by a lot. Turbo's shot is also going to make it to the back of the net. That's 2-0. This pass by a lot. Absolutely perfect. Look at that as he just drops it right into Turbo's path and gives them a strong lead. Magnus and Metsa looking like they've been matched in the past 5 or so minutes of gameplay. After that initial burst where they were just popping off and playing super aggressively, they've decided to sit back a bit more. I don't think that's working. I think that they will have a better matchup against Sweden if they stay aggressive and try to push Turbo and a lot back into defense. There's a lot in particular is very known for his offensive capabilities, although he's also pretty handy in defense. Almost half the game gone, and Finland have only put 1 shot on net compared to the 7 of Sweden. Turbo with a cheeky doink. Oh my goodness! What a shot by Turbo. He had to run across the ball's path there just to get in the way. He could actually put a shot on target. That's exactly what he did. Magnus, tight angle for the 1 goal. And Finland are back in it. This was aggressive from Turbo to dive into the corner here, and Magnus has totally faked him off that challenge. That's going to be 1-2 now. Single goal between 2 teams. When's Denmark playing? I don't know, man. Haven't asked Fruity, the Denmark captain. But yeah, Fruity and Ronicky, of course, didn't have too great a series against Metsa and Magnus. I think it was partly because they just weren't used to playing with each other compared to, or at least as much as Metsa and Magnus are, but also partly because Metsa and Magnus just
Johnny,
popped off.
It's
it was
nice to catch
really
you,
tough to beat them on that day.
Tomorrow I can say I spent my best years with you.
Aww. You Master Blaster X, that's really kind of you to say. Magnus has to play his boost perfectly here to get a shot on target, and he does. It's saved by Sweden, who are actually looking very solid in defense at the moment. Under siege by their opponents. Good recovery there by a lot, but I think Turbo might have just hard committed on a ball that he shouldn't again, but a lot's going to make it back this time. Still pressure for Metsinoris and Magnus will cause the equalizer to come through. Second goal that Sweden have conceded, while Turbo is lunging in his last man back to a challenge. I don't know if he would have fared any better in a fake challenge. It's certainly worth noting, and that's actually going to be another goal for Finland. Turbo and a lot have both gone for the face-off together, and it has not worked. A lot says that playing with Turbo is like playing with a dead hamster. Turbo says he called, I got it. A lot says he called, I got it. And they both think that they called, I got it, and they both think that the other didn't listen. I think they need to put their differences aside, try and refocus. They've got only 1 more goal to score, and they'll be right back in this one. Hasn't been a good second half to the game though for Turbo and a lot. Turbo trying to keep the pressure on. That's going to be no support for him as Metsinoris has smashed a lot out the back of the play. Good vision there by Metsa. You can see that a lot was not diving in early, so he played it safe and slow. And a nice little recovery there, flying back down just to get into the play a little bit quicker. Oh, that's a miss by Magnus though. Chance for Sweden. And the ball will bounce fairly safely into the middle, and Metsa's first to react. It's 2 goals. A lot looking for a chance to make a play happen, but he didn't expect Magnus to just chip the ball off the wall. And now they lead with 2, or by 2, with just under 40 seconds left. If Laura does a 2v2 tournament, make sure the chat is on. Oh no. I don't know about that. I don't know if the chat would... I mean, the chat, it suits my stream pretty well, but I don't know if it would suit lore content. That's up to him to decide, I guess. Redirect by a lot wide of net, and that might just be game. They needed a goal right there to give themselves a chance in this one. They weren't able to make it happen. There's a lot. Missed the target with a redirect, something that you don't see happen very often. He usually finds a way to put all those on net. But after a strong start by Sweden, it's Finland who get another win on the board. That's actually their 5th win in a row in International 2 show matches. 3 against Denmark, now 2 against Sweden. They're looking pretty solid. I think that the the internal strife between Turbo and Alot might be the might be the biggest beneficiary factor for Magnus and Metza right now. It's Linus and Pierre. They can't put their differences aside. They're at each other's throats right now. They live pretty far apart, I think. Turbo is he's from Stockholm, right? Where's Alot from? I don't know where Alot's from. Nah, just in case somebody isn't aware, these two are very good friends, and this is their standard way to communicate to each other. So there's nothing to be shocked of. Don't worry. No more Johnny Boy dramas just yet. Cheeky by Metza. He's faking a hook shot on target just to pass to himself there. But this time it didn't work. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Metza just barrels into Alot and Magnus. That could have been a disaster, but luckily for them, they have not conceded just yet. Double commit though, and Turbo's going to pass both of them. Alot, with the openest of nets you've ever seen, and he won't miss it. If he found a way to miss this, it would have been pretty hilarious. But Turbo with a good play there. Metza Magnus with the rare double commit. They're probably in comms. You know, these guys are in comms a lot of the day anyway, so I'd be surprised if they're playing this series without comms. So a bit odd to see the double commit and a continuation of it. Like, even after they went up, they kept going. You know, some double commits, you realize you're double committing and you just think, well, I mean, one of us better get there, so we might as well both keep trying, because if neither of us get there, then it's going to be a goal, so we might as well just continue. See what happens. NA clear from Metza. It does hit the ceiling. Jokes. Just thought I'd throw in some OCE comms. It's another good start for Sweden. I wonder if they can actually hold on to their lead this time and close out a game win. Be nice to see. Hate to see the boys getting swept. Metza actually would have been conceding there if their bump had come, if Sweden's bump had come through on the goal line. Magnus playing this one out safe, but Turbo is going to get a free shot because Metza went for boost instead of playing off Magnus's pass. Still though, clean demo for Metza. It's going to relieve some of the pressure. They're struggling to get out of their own half, but it's not looking too dangerous at the moment for Finland. Sweden aren't really putting together too many good opportunities on net, and that might be one. Actually saved though by Alot. Nicely done by Turbo there to just get out of the way and let Alot save this one for him. Love that demo though by Finland yet again. They're finding a lot of openings for demos in this game. Now, an opening for a goal, but Magnus hasn't got enough boost to make it around and play this one a second time. Alot and Turbo just sitting back and letting Magnus and Metza hit the back wall here because nothing is looking too threatening. That's a direct shot, almost sneaks in. Turbo did get the save. He was maybe expecting a double touch there till the very last second when Magnus revealed he was just trying to shoot on target. So right about this time last game that Sweden capitulated. It might be about to happen again. Oh my goodness, what a save by Turbo. Quick recovery after initially missing the first clear. It's back into end-to-end stuff. I think this does favour Finland actually. Sweden are going to prefer to keep Finland back. They don't want to play a ping pong contest against two of the fastest players in 2v2, Metza and Magnus. I think they want to try and control this one. Pinch attempt by Magnus. Metza's just going to take it to the side. He's going to try and fake Turbo and Alot at the same time. You know, the fake wasn't too far off working. The speed by Metza is impressive. Magnus, open net, and there is the tie game. Turbo, Pulsa and Alot held on to their lead for a bit longer this time, but it just wasn't meant to be as Turbo couldn't get enough of a challenge on the ball, and it has bounced into the middle. Magnus was pretty safely positioned as well. He didn't dive in early, and no way, that's surely not a kickoff goal. You bet it is. Metza it's just poured salt in the wound. Both teams cheating, but Magnus' kickoff was just too strong for Alot. That's going to be an unsavable shot for Turbo. I don't think that there's any way that he could get back and get between the ball and his goal there. Starting to look like the sweep might be on the cards. Hold on a second though. Tie game, a lot manages to squeeze in a kickoff goal of his own. And although the initial shot wasn't fast enough to make the back of the net, Magnus, trying to bump a lot, actually didn't do anything to him. A lot just dodged straight through the bump to cancel it. And hit the shot on target. Really nice stuff there by a lot. So I think that Magnus probably could have got back and saved that after bumping a lot off target. Now Metsa's got a lot in a 1v1 position. He's going to run ahead and get the bump. There it is. And the follow-up by Magnus gives Finland the lead again. Metsa's bumps are just destroying game 3. This time a lot gets clattered into the net. And the ball swiftly follows. 1 minute 14 left. There's been lots of cheap kickoffs so far this game. There's another one. Turbo trying his best to neutralize the ball in the center of the field, but this is dangerous now. Finland getting a lot of backboard plays in this last few minutes. It's bumped though by a lot. Turbo in the weekend of another 50-50 is the only thing that prevents Sweden from scoring into a counter-attack position here. Wait a second, a lot finds an open net, and that's confident from Linus. He didn't waste any time with this one. Turbopolsa takes Metsa out of the game while Magnus is still recovering. A lot drains the open net. This sort of open net that we always see get missed in 1v1 on stream. I think in 1v1 it's just for some reason higher pressure, even though it's the exact same shot. Almost a lead there for Sweden. And now it's Magnus on the attack. Didn't have his infinite dodge mechanic though. He did jump off the ceiling, so he had to make a quick play. Composure by Metsa. He's going to save the day for Finland at the moment though. 20 seconds left. Turbopolsa trying to get the ball into the middle. Actually gets a little bit of help there from Mets and Magnus. And the slow play from Sweden is exactly what they needed. We talked about this earlier. I don't think that going back and forth that supersonic against Mets and Magnus is the way to beat them. You've got to control the pace, and Turbo did it right there. Baited Magnus in, and then he clipped, or chipped it rather, over an incoming Metsa. And a lead for Sweden with only 5 seconds left. Surely they can hold on to this one. Magnus doesn't make contact on the back wall, and it will stay grounded. Sweden with a clutch win here. Everybody's spamming GG as we finish off the match. What is 6-1? What is this reference? I don't know what 6-1 is referring to here. Hockey game. I see. Is Finland versus Sweden a really important hockey match? I didn't know. I'm gonna have to turn the nameplates back on because this is 2v2. Scrims maybe? Surely not. They wouldn't be leaking scrims. I mean, it can't be scrims because these guys are all forward in different teams now. Nice that. Backboards it. It's going to bounce down, and that's a pinch by Turbo, and a lot. No way, it almost goes in. Holy cow, what a pinch. It bounced over the crossbar. Courageous stuff. Team pinch on the back wall from Sweden. It almost hits the back of the net. A lot brings it down. Flick off target though. Or flick on target, but slow, I should say. You can see that Turbo is really trying to control the pace of this game now. He's trying to put some reins on the Finnish boys and hold them back from their speedy plays that they love to do. Saved by a lot. Turbo whiff on the back wall opened up an opportunity for Finland. A lot was quick to shut that one down. He's shut down Metsa's clear attempt as well, sitting on this sort of double touch. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Sweden. You know, if they had just not thrown away that game number 2, they'd be favourites from this point onwards for sure, because they're looking like they've got Finland figured out for the time being. Perfect arrival time by Turbopolsa. He knew where Metsa was. Into the air goes Magnus. He's way off target though. And no way to get round the ball. Metsa Magnus is starting to chain together quite a few wins on races to the ball, and that is problematic. Saved by Turbo. Can he get a second? But he doesn't have to because Magnus has missed the shot. And a lot is trying to run ahead onto Metsa, or at least thinking about it. More slow play by Turbo. Almost nets him a goal. Loving the controlled ground plays from Turbopolsa. He's missed another wall clear. This is the second time this match that Turbo's whiffed on the back wall. And it might be the car because he's close to hitting it. But that front end, I don't know If the front end graphically sticks out further than the hitbox, it might, because it looked like he hit it with the actual graphic of the car. The hitbox might be a little bit behind. I'm not sure what it is like for the aftershock. What I can tell you is that Turbo has missed 2 backboards already this game, and there's been a couple of other problems for them in the backboard in other matches this series. 1-goal lead for Finland. A lot shuts down 1 dribble, and in comes Turbo for the open net in the bottom left corner. Beautiful stuff. Magnus and Metsä had most of the goal covered, but Turbo spots the opening, shoots it just so far left enough to get it past him. It's all tied up. I honestly, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I didn't think Sweden were going to be able to beat a Finland team that are playing well. And to be honest, I think that Metsä and Magnus are playing pretty well. They're not playing a bad series at all. But Sweden have stepped up. A lot in particular is miles better at 2v2 than he used to be. Massive credit to him. And Turbo Posa also is playing in this series. Nah, jokes. He's also been very key. I think controlling the pace of the game has been Turbo's job, and then a lot has tried to surprise Metsä and Magnus at certain times. And Turbo's got a piece of this ball, but a piece will be enough for the time being. Metsä and Magnus forced back. They didn't have an angle to work with there. Metsä's in an awkward spot. Manages to find the corner. A lot is waiting for him there. Thinks about bumping a goalkeeper, but he couldn't reach anybody. This is going to be another quick recovery, and more air dribbles for Turbo and a lot. Magnus in the way of this one. Extended period of pressure for Sweden. A lot doesn't get the centre ball that he's looking for this time. Hold on, Metsä's off the goal line. This could be awkward for him. He does get a clear ball, but had a Swedish player been ready and looking in that direction, it could have been a disaster. Shot would have been free. Luckily for them, Metsä was able to pick his spot. He did well. Turbo up for a free aerial though. That's going to be 2-1. Sweden with some great composure. They had so many options here to take shots that would have been too risky, and they said no to every single one of them. They waited until they were presented with the opportunity that was worth going for. Turbo makes it count. 2-1. He's jumped off the ceiling though, so he's not going to have a flip. Catches it. The flick is saved by Metsä. Magnus doesn't get the start in the air dribble he wanted, so he's going to re-pop it. And now he's got Metsä at the back post waiting. Dish from Magnus though gets secured by Metsä, and he just used Metsä Norris as bait. Turbo knows that Metsä's over there, and you can see that he's lining up the interception on the pass that he thinks is about to happen, but then Magnus just centers it by scoring it. It's a good steal though by Metsä. I mean, it's only half the steal, because he couldn't have been too sure. He couldn't have been 100% sure that it was going to go in without completely bouncing off the post flush. Tight angle redirect by Metsä over the crossbar this time. He's going to chase after Turbo, and that's, although he's not got the bump or demo on Turbo there, he did force Turbo to lose control of the ball, so heads up play by Metsä yet again. He's completely out of boost. Turbo's going to have a free clear. A must-win game for Sweden. I know they were talking about best of 13 earlier, but this is a best of 5. The International 2s games that I have been doing have all been best of 5 recently. So a goal is absolutely necessary for Sweden if they want to continue this series into a 5th game and set up a potential second reverse sweep. But it's Magnus who takes the lead for Finland after slamming Turbo in a 50-50. A lot couldn't make contact with the ball that was bouncing off the sidewall, and Turbo couldn't recover in time. Magnus slams one in. Just brute force play by Magnus. That's given Finland the lead here and also taken the game. But look at the control by Metsä. It looked like it was going to be a disaster as Magnus also went for this. Took himself out of the game, but Metsä got the extra touch, and a lot couldn't do anything but bump him and watch desperately as the ball went over the goal line. It's 2 goals now. Surely game, set and match. Finland with another International 2s win. Still looking insanely impressive. But credit, Sweden brought them into a pretty difficult position. I think if they had just not tilted in game 2, this one really could have gone to game 5. As it is though, Metsä Norris and Magnus take it down, and that's 3-1. Surely a rivalry that they're going to be pretty happy about winning. They come out on top of their former teammate a lot. Turbo does drop the lead as sucks and leave early. Really entertaining series. So big thanks to these guys for putting this one on for us. But yeah, Finland seem to be one of the teams to beat at the moment. No doubt about that. Hockey game. I see. Is Finland versus Sweden a really important hockey match? I didn't know. I'm gonna have to turn the nameplates back on because this is 2v2. Scrims maybe? Surely not. They wouldn't be leaking scrims. I mean, it can't be scrims because these guys are all forward in different teams now. It's backboards it. It's gonna bounce down, and that's a pinch by Turbo, and a lot. No way, it almost goes in. Holy cow, what a pinch. It bounced over the crossbar. Courageous stuff. Team pinch on the back wall from Sweden. It almost hits the back of the net. A lot brings it down. Flick off target though. Or flick on target, but slow, I should say. You can see that Turbo is really trying to control the pace of this game now. He's trying to put some reins on the Finnish boys and hold them back from their speedy plays that they love to do. Saved by a lot. Turbo whiff on the back wall. Opened up an opportunity for Finland. A lot was quick to shut that one down. He's shut down Metsa's clear attempt as well. Sitting on this sort of double touch. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Sweden. You know, if they had just not thrown away that game number 2, they'd be favourites from this point onwards for sure, because they're looking like they've got Finland figured out for the time being. Perfect arrival time by Turbopolsa. He knew where Metsa was. Into the air goes Magnus. He's way off target though. No way to get around the ball. Metsa Magnus is starting to chain together quite a few wins on races to the ball, and that is problematic. Saved by Turbo. Can he get a second one? He doesn't have to because Magnus has missed the shot. And a lot is trying to run ahead onto Metsa, or at least thinking about it. More slow play by Turbo. Almost nets him a goal. Loving the controlled ground plays from Turbopolsa. He's missed another wall clear. This is the second time this match that Turbo's whiffed on the back wall. And it might be the car because he's close to hitting it. But that front end, I don't know if the front end graphically sticks out further than the hitbox. It might, because it looked like he hit it with the actual graphic of the car. The hitbox might be a little bit behind. I'm not sure what it is like for the aftershock. What I can tell you is that Turbo has missed 2 backboards already this game, and there's been a couple of other problems for them in the backboard in other matches this series. 1 goal lead for Finland. A lot shuts down 1 dribble, and in comes Turbo for the open net in the bottom left corner. Beautiful stuff. Magnus and Metsa had most of the goal covered, but Turbo spots the opening, shoots it just so far left enough to get it past him. It's all tied up. I honestly, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I didn't think Sweden were going to be able to beat a Finland team that are playing well. And to be honest, I think that Metsa and Magnus are playing pretty well. They're not playing a bad series at all. But Sweden have stepped up. A lot in particular is miles better at 2v2 than he used to be. Massive credit to him. And Turbopolsa also is playing in this series. Nah, jokes. He's also been very key. I think controlling the pace of the game has been Turbo's job, and then a lot has tried to surprise Metsa and Magnus at certain times. And Turbo's got a piece of this ball, but a piece will be enough for the time being. Metsa and Magnus forced back. They didn't have an angle to work with there. Metsa's in an awkward spot. Manages to find the corner. A lot is waiting for him there. Thinks about bumping a goalkeeper, but he couldn't reach anybody. This is going to be another quick recovery, and more air dribbles for Turbo and a lot. Magnus in the way of this one. Extended period of pressure for Sweden. A lot doesn't get the centre ball that he's looking for this time. Hold on, Metsa's off the goal line. This could be awkward for him. He does get a clear ball, but had a Swedish player been ready and looking in that direction, it could have been a disaster. Shot would have been free. Luckily for them, Metsa was able to pick his spot. He did well. Turbo up for a free aerial though. That's going to be 2-1. Sweden with some great composure. They had so many options here to take shots that would have been too risky, and they said no to every single one of them. They waited until they were presented with the opportunity that was worth going for. Turbo makes it count. 2-1. He's jumped off the ceiling though, so he's not going to have a flip. Catches it. The flick is saved by Metza. Magnus doesn't get the start in the air dribble he wanted, so he's going to re-pop it. And now he's got Metza at the back post waiting. Dish from Magnus though. Gets secured by Metza. And he just used Metza Norris as bait. Turbo knows that Metza's over there. And you can see that he's lining up the interception on the pass that he thinks is about to happen, but then Magnus just centers it by scoring it. It's a good steal though by Metza. I mean, it's only half a steal because he couldn't have been too sure. He couldn't have been 100% sure that it was going to go in without completely bouncing off the post flush. Tight angle redirect by Metza over the crossbar this time. He's going to chase after Turbo, and that's, although he's not got the bump on or demo on Turbo there, he did force Turbo to lose control of the ball, so heads up play by Metza yet again. He's completely out of boost. Turbo's going to have a free clear. A must-win game for Sweden. I know they were talking about best of 13 earlier, but this is a best of 5. The International 2s games that I have been doing have all been best of 5 recently. So a goal is absolutely necessary for Sweden if they want to continue this series into a 5th game and set up a potential second reverse sweep. But it's Magnus who takes the lead for Finland after slamming Turbo in a 50-50 a lot. Couldn't make contact with the ball that was bouncing off the sidewall, and Turbo couldn't recover in time. Magnus slams one in. Just brute force play by Magnus. That's given Finland the lead here and also taking the game. But look at the control by Metza. It looked like it was going to be a disaster as Magnus also went for this. Took himself out of the game, but Metza got the extra touch and a lot. Couldn't do anything but bump him and watch desperately as the ball went over the goal line. It's 2 goals now. Surely game, set and match. Finland with another International 2s win. It's still looking insanely impressive. But credit, Sweden brought them into a pretty difficult position. I think if they had just not tilted in game 2, this one really could have gone to game 5. As it is though, Metza Norris and Magnus take it down, and that's 3-1. Surely a rivalry that they're going to be pretty happy about winning. They come out on top of their former teammate a lot. Turbo does drop the lead as sucks and leave early. Really entertaining series, so big thanks to these guys for putting this one on for us. But yeah, Finland seem to be one of the teams to beat at the moment. No doubt about that.